Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, April the 11th, 2023. Tuesday, April the 11th. Well, we pretty much have a lot of good stuff happening, good stuff. Laura's comforting Esme. Esme's still freaking out. And she said when they find her baby, she's taking her baby and getting out of Dodge. Well, no, Esme, no, because the police would then probably just bring charges because they ain't letting you just walk and disappear. But Laura's talking her down, calming her down, trying to get some reason in her, which is working. So Drew and Carly, they go and they talk to Michael and Willow, and Willow seemingly is handling it well because Willow, she thinks about everybody else. She does, about, oh my goodness, Maxie and Nina must be so worried about Lizzo and blah blah blah. And Carly's like, Willow, only you would think of other people in a time like this. And so she and Drew leave, but they offer to take the kids. But Willow's like, no, she wanted, they're fine. They're in their bed sleeping. So Michael tells her, Willow, it's okay. Whatever you're feeling, it's okay to let it show. Because Willow's just sitting there like in a daze. Like, I can't believe the writers are writing this. I can't believe they're making me go through this, And so she goes, you know what I would like, Michael? Some hot cocoa. And if you really want to like go for broke, the extra mile, can you put some whipped cream on top? And he's like, sure. And he walks out and he's kind of scratching his head because he's reeling too. He's like, oh my God, right? Soon as he leaves the room, soon as Michael leaves the room, she's starting to break down and she slides down onto the floor and she kind of screams in her hand. And I felt for her so badly. It made me think of a conversation that Nina had with her when she came in. She goes, you don't have to be brave in front of me. You can feel whatever you want to feel in front of me, because I know with Michael and his family, because Nina was doing a dig when she said it. With Michael and his family, you have to be a certain way, but you don't have to be that way with me. And I thought, no, she doesn't have to be a certain way. Willow chooses to be a certain way. She could just break down and Carly would do nothing but hold her. She really would. Michael too. So when he came back, she did tell him, she goes, I came so close, Michael. I came so close. And so he's just hanging on to her. And I thought, see, this is what I didn't want to see. Because they drug this story out so much now to go into it like this. I'm not happy with it, right? So Sonny calls Diane. And actually there was a real cute scene. I don't think I even have a doggone it. Diane goes to the hospital to just keep Robert company. See, those two are going to make a great couple. It's not a rushed couple. It's a friendship that is going to, it's a friendship that's developing. And I like that. The strongest relationship are friendship relationships, right? And she's, she's being there for Robert, and he lights up. He likes talking to her. So I'm looking forward to that relationship continuing and growing. And then we have Nina. She's telling Scott. Scott immediately said, it's Victor. And they're like, what? He goes, no. This ain't the first time he's kidnapped her like this. It's Victor. He threw me from a plane to kidnap her. She would never disappoint her kids like that. I mean, her grandkids like that. No, So they are figuring out, because now everybody's hearing that baby Ace got kidnapped. All the pieces are coming together, and now they know Spencer is missing. Spencer's not answering any calls or any texts. So Laura says, I think he's got my other grandson too. Because Esme's like, okay, so do you think Spencer is involved with this? When she's talking to Laura, and Laura says, no, my fear, Esme, both my grandsons have been taken by Victor, both of them. But we're getting them back, right? We're going to get them back. So when Carly is talking to Michael, she says, the police are looking into, trying to find Liesel. And Carly said, and they're not the only ones looking. Sonny is involved. And Michael just looked. And I thought, yeah, Michael. Yeah, the one you're trying to take down. Yeah, Michael. The one that you've been hired Dex to do double agent duty on. That one, Michael. That man, Sonny. Tomorrow's scene, we may see Michael going to Sonny, begging him, whatever, all the stops. Just Willow can't die, it'll come around. He's going to end up coming to Sonny, begging for some kind of more help, right? Because Willow, unfortunately, she had a hope to get her through to tomorrow for the transplant. Now that her hope has been snatched from her, she's been hanging on like a thread. Watch, she's going to fade and fade fast, right? Fade and fade fast. So after Nina was talking, I think Scott still, because Sonny left to go handle some Sonny business, right? To, get things rocking and rolling. And Scott's like, I can't stand Sonny Corinthos, but I'm going to tell you something. One thing that man has is resources, and we need them right now. See, the enemy is my friend sometimes, right? Yeah. So Nina was talking about this has been a day for me, y'all. Oh my goodness. Man. So anyway, he goes, wait, what was I talking about? Scott, Nina tells Scott, you know what? I'm not going to wonder how my daughter is taking this news, or who's consoling my daughter on this. She goes, I'm getting ready to go and console her myself. And I thought, you know what, Nina, ain't nothing wrong with that. Right now, this is a dire situation, and she might need some reassurance from you that Aunt Liesel would never do this, right? Because Carly wasn't not reassuring, but Carly doesn't know Liesel that well, really that close to really champion for her, right? The only thing they said is, she would not leave her grandchildren on stage hanging like that, right? So we'll see. And I think it's going to be a receptive conversation between Nina and Willow. I honestly do. So now let's see. No word on Anna. She has not come out of surgery yet. Everybody's put all the pieces together that it is Victor. And so when Sonny called Diane to come, she said, I'm at GH. So Sonny came to GH. And he's talking to Diane, and he tells her, I need you to go to that PCPD, and I need you to represent Victor's guy. And Diane is like, why would I want to do that? And she goes, besides, Victor probably has an attorney for his guy. And he goes, no. He goes, Victor's cutting tight. He's like, we could tell he's getting ready to leave if he hasn't already. He says, and this guy failed his mission. Victor does not protect people that fail their missions. So you go represent him and get the information. We need to know where Victor's going. We need any information we can on Victor Cassadine. And Diane looked at him and said, I'm on it. Without hesitation, I'm on it, right? She goes, Willow's life depends on it, right? So she goes, and Robert's questioning him, and he's not telling Robert nothing. Diane comes in, I would like a word with my client. And Robert looks at her and he takes her out and says, what are you? Why would you represent this guy? He works for Victor Cassadine. And Diane says, you remember, Robert, when we were outside of Victor's hotel room at the Metro Court, and you asked me to trust you? I'm asking you right now, trust me, Robert, trust me. So she goes in, she comes out later, and he goes, did you get information on Victor Cassadine? She picks up her phone. Sonny? And Robert looked like, well, I'll be, right? She goes, Sonny, he was supposed to meet Victor for a voyage, right? And we all know voyage means ship. And so she goes, so yeah, that's the clue. And yes, he did take Lisa Obrecht, right? Lisa was captured. So, well, I don't know if he captured Lisa, but he said Lisa was also a target. So Sonny hangs up the phone, and Jordan is there, and Jordan says, and Dante, do you have anything important in my investigation? He says, yeah, I know how to find Victor. And so they left it at that. Sonny didn't say he's on a boat because they're going to figure out it's the Haunted Star. Get to the Haunted Star. It ain't there. And the tracker is, like he said, he left the tracker there on the buoy there. So they don't think the Haunted Star is gone and the boat's now untrackable. So that's good. See, things are happening fast and I'm loving it. Okay, boom, boom. Now we finding out. We finding out all the victims that are gone. They still don't know Trina's gone yet, but Jocelyn is going to come in. I don't know who she's going to tell. But I saw scenes where she's saying, I think he took Trina too, right? So that's also going to happen. But what I loved is what was happening on the boat, everybody, on the boat. Look, Victor was no match for guess who? Guess who? She lunged for him because he threatened her whole family if she didn't cooperate. And he goes, this ship is a ghost because I already had the tracker left on a buoy at the dock. Lisa lunch. She goes, this ship ain't gonna be the only one that's a ghost. And she is strangle him. Victor is such a weasel. Look at it. Look at his face. Look at that face. Ooh, he's telling them, get her off me. Get her off. I'm thinking, Victor, you can't handle a woman. Shit. Look, you can no longer handle them in the bed, right? And you can't even handle them in combat. Come on now, Victor. Shame on you. Baby Ace could come in and take you down. You know? Huh. So the guy comes and he drags, he goes, get it out of here, get it out of here. Now, mind you, Lizzo saw Trina. And Trina, she's trying to go from one side to another. And I'm thinking, stupid girl, stay out of sight, right? And Lizzo saw her when she moved. And Victor was like, what you look? And Lizzo was like, Victor. And she diverted his attention. And actually, when she's choking him like this, that's what gives Trina the chance to get away because his guard comes to, detain Liesel. So that gives her a chance to go to the other side. And of course, she finds the room that Spencer's being kept in. And all he hears is somebody undoing the latch, getting ready to come in. And he's trying to figure out, what can he use? What can he use for a weapon? So he gets just a bottle. And I'm thinking that guy, by the time you hit him with that bottle, he's already shot you with a gun, Spencer. That's not a good enough weapon. But Trina's like, whoa, and he goes, oh, and he goes, Trina, what are you doing here? And they come in and shut the door, and she goes, I followed you here. He goes, why would you do that? She goes, because I don't know, something didn't feel right. I sensed you were in trouble. You were gonna be in trouble, and I was right. And he goes, oh, Victor. He goes, Uncle Victor has my brother. And she goes, and Dr. Obrecht too. And he goes, what could he want with her, right? And so Trina's like, well, let's go. Look, we can jump off and try to get to swim to safety. And he goes, Trina, I can't go. And she goes, wait, why? He goes, I will not leave my baby brother with Uncle Victor. I respect Spencer for that. And she said, but we can get help. He goes, how? He goes, by the time we can, if we can get to shore, by the time we get help, and Victor could be anywhere with my baby brother. She goes, you know, he did say that now the boat is untrackable. She goes, but my cell phone, I have no reception on this boat. I have no reception out here. I can't call for help because, you know, I was wondering what, Trina, use your phone, girl. Text, do something, right? So she goes, look, Spencer, then I'm going to have to, they don't know I'm on this boat. I'm going to have to sneak around and hide and see if I could somehow get word out, see what I could do. And Spencer said, no, I'm going to go with you. I'm not letting you do this alone, Trina. I cannot lose you. And so Trina says, look, if you're not in this room, when the guard comes back, then they're going to do a whole ship-wide search and we are going to be caught. You need to stay in here and I'm going to see what I can find out. I'm going to see what I can do. And he goes, I wish you would just stop trying to be a hero. You know, she goes, I got to do this, right? So they hug and she leaves and he's like, oh my goodness. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, Trina is going to get caught because that's just the way it rolls. But let's see what kind of damage she could do. Hopefully she gets in a room with old Brett. Because old Brett, you let that tornado go. Old Brett's lethal. Oh, she is. We all know she's a killer. She is lethal. She was already doing some mind psychological games with Victor, telling him all his failures. And she said, and this is going to be no different. Your entire family wants nothing to do with you, Victor. They avoid you like the plague. And now, after this, same thing. And he's like, you don't know that. And she, So she said some choice things and just brought him, bam, cut him. She goes, or to end up like that bomb, because she was the one that set the bomb that's supposed to have killed him before, right? She thought she blew him up. It didn't work. So the action is getting good. It's getting very, very good on General Hospital. I'm kind of skimming Comment Corner. I'm trying to pick just because as you all can see, just me getting through this recap has been something else. You know what? They're all so good, the comments. Okay, Annette, she had a question. Is Charlotte older than Avery? Charlotte is a whole lot older than Avery. Remember, Chardon and Aiden are the same age, were the same age. She was always a little older than Aiden. She, because Rocco is older than her cousin Aiden. She and Rocco are really the same age because, you know, Valentine had her, you know, her surrogate. When Britta had Rocco, pretty much Valentine was having Charlotte created, right? So they're like the same age. So yeah, no. She's nowhere near Avery's age, but they have definitely aged her a lot. We've got Michael. He says GH turned it up a notch. Victor doesn't stand a chance with everyone working against him. Nina is turning into a mob wife after all. You're right. If Trina and Lizo get together, they would also get the upper hand on Victor. By all means, preserve your voice. I know. Great recap. And let me see. Shakira says GH is getting good and it's getting very good reviews. Good. And we are having something that Elena is going to come back next month in May. But what they're saying, it's going to only be 2 episodes. So she's either, hopefully there's another Cassadine that's going to come in the picture now that Victor's leaving. They feel like, look, is Elena going to come back in a hologram? Is Elena going to come back somehow haunting Victor? We don't know how she's going to do it, but if they're bringing her back for 2 days, I don't necessarily see how they're going to have the actress, really. I mean, they're going to have her back, but as far as a role, because they wouldn't bring her out for just 2 days. But as a hologram, yes. As a message, yes. Remember, he's trying to get some kind of coordinates with that necklace. So perhaps he's going to get to the coordinates, and it's some kind of recorded hologram of Helena taunting him, talking about what a stupid fool he was if he thought that this was going to lead him anything, that this was even going to benefit him. Somehow Elena's probably going to play a really good distraction for Victor. We just don't know how. But that's pretty much it, everybody, as far as Comment Corner. Please, they're great comments. Love them. But today has not been a good talking day for me. And I've been putting lemon in water and tea. Oh, goodness gracious. So anyway, I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap for General Hospital.